The northern seas were not meant for ordinary men. They were waters of silence, vast, frozen, haunted by an old god and an even older grudge. A place where even the bravest captains had tightened their sails and whispered prayers, afraid of what stirred beneath the ice. But Captain Keel was no ordinary man. He had been sailing the Nordic reaches for only a few winters, still early in his 7th century voyage across Terrafay. His ship cut through the pale morning fog, its hull groaning as frost curled around the planks. The crew, a mixture of spirits, cursed wanderers, and the half-living, stood in uneasy quiet. Even they felt something in these waters pressed against Keel's presence, testing him. The goddess of death, Kristen, had not spoken to Keel in nearly 3 weeks. When she was silent, the world normally grew calmer. But here in the north, silence meant the opposite. It meant something was hiding from her, and that was enough to disturb even the Captain of Death. As dawn cracked faintly over the horizon, the sea brightened in an unnatural shade. Not blue, not gray, but a thin, watery red. A shimmering coastline emerged from the mist, jagged cliffs, white forest buried in ice, and a shoreline stained crimson by frozen tides. The locals called it Blóogaldr, the Blood Shore. Many sailors swore it was cursed, others said it was the birthplace of an ancient magic, but all agreed to one thing. Those who walked its sands alone never returned. Keel stepped onto the blood-stained snow without hesitation. His boots sank into the strange reddish frost as there was no wind, no sound, not even the distant creak of trees. The land held its breath, weary of him. His crew remained behind on the ship, watching their captain stride forward like a shadow splitting the quiet. Then he felt it, a coldness in his chest, sharp and deliberate. A whisper slid across the back of his mind, laced with familiarity and command. Keel, a soul has cheated my reach. Kristen's voice, smooth as ice, cold as bone. A witch of these lands has bounded her spirit with stolen life. Find the blood singer. Keel nodded silently. He had heard enough. A figure waited for him only a short walk inland. An ancient woman cloaked in wolf pelts, hair woven tight with beads carved from antler and bone. Her skin was the gray of the winter sky. She knelt in the snow, carving long runes into the frozen earth with a curved blade made from something that was never meant to live on land. She did not look up when he arrived, not until she finished her final rune. Her voice echoed strangely when she spoke. Sea Reaper, the North has whispered of you. Keel said nothing. His breath misted in the cold. She rose, eyes white and pupilless like polished stone. I know why you've come, and I deny her right. Keel rested a hand on the hilt of his blade. You've stolen souls. I have claimed them. The drowned, the lost, the forgotten, I gave them purpose. In return, they've anchored me to this realm. Kristen's presence tightened in Keel's chest. Cold, agitated. Break her bonds. She was meant to die by her own curse. The witch lifted her blade. The runes beneath their feet began to glow. Leave this place, Death Captain, or face the anger of a witch. Keel stepped forward, voice low. I don't leave until your soul is free. The witch sliced her palm open, blood spilled spilled into the snow. The ground trembled. From the ice erupted dozens of shapes, warriors tatted in furs, eyes hollow and glowing, creatures half bone, half frost, crawling with spiritual hunger, and shadows of men Keel himself had once taken to Kristen. They lunged. Keel's aura ripped outward like a storm. The angel of death within him awakened, dark, suffocating, ancient. The spirits hesitated. For the first time in centuries, they'd remembered who owned them. Kristen's voice cut through the storm. "Return to me." One by one, the spirits turned from their summoner and twisted toward the witch, their faces contorted in anguish, their forms flickering like dying flames. The witch staggered backward, horrified. "No, no! I bound you! I command!" Her voice cracked as the first spirit tore its essence free from her runes. The blood spell that rose the creatures from the ice collapsed. Her magic bled into the snow. Keel approached as she dropped to her knees, shaking, unable to lift her blade. "You've stole time that wasn't yours. She wants what she is owed." The witch clutched his coat, her breath ragged and freezing in the air. "Tell your goddess the North will never bow." Her body stiffened. Frost crawled across her skin. Her soul broke free like a burst of light. The wind swept her ashes into the red snow. For a long moment, the entire coast seemed to exhale. The pressure that had been growing for weeks lifted, only slightly, as if the land itself still watched Keel, taking measure of him, deciding what threat he truly proposed. When he returned to his ship, his crew waited in the tense silence. Even spirits muttered uneasily. "What happened, Captain?" His right hand finally asked. Keel gazed back at the bloodshore, the crimson frost glowing faintly behind him. "A warning. The North knows my name now." The crew exchanged looks, not of fear for themselves, but for whatever forces had taken notice. From that day forward, the Nordic clans whispered new stories in their longhouses, stories of a foreign captain who shattered a forbidden ritual, a man who walked between the realms, a cursed reaper with an immortal form, and a ship that could not sink. They had called the event Blóogaldr, the night of the blood spell, and many believed it was the beginning of a feud that between the ancient magics of the North and the Captain of Death, a feud that would echo for centuries.